All. In this video, we will try to focus on an important date, that is 28th February 2022, planetary positions on that day. So the planetary positions are really interesting, complex. At the same time, they're very much important. So this date, no doubt, 28th February 2022 is going to bring a lot of changes in the world. That is for sure, right? So because it's clearly the planetary positions are clearly showing some significant impact. First of all, you can see all the planets are in between Rahu and Ketu. So there is a Kalasarpa Yoga. Kalasarpa Yoga, forms so many times even. So but that is also one important thing here. You can also consider that. But in addition to that, if you see, the 7 planets are in Capricorn and Aquarius, except Rahu and Ketu. Remaining 7 planets are in Saturn signs, because Capricorn and Aquarius are the signs of Saturn. Now, Saturn is very much important in mundane astrology, because Saturn is going to give a lot of troubles to the world when it is having some kind of interaction, some kind of relationship with Mars and Rahu together. So clearly here the Rahu's 9th aspect, right, is clearly on Capricorn here. So Rahu is clearly watching Mars. If you observe, Rahu is at 2 degrees and Mars is of course exalted, and at the same time it is at 1 degree. So Rahu can clearly watch Mars. So that is one important thing. And Mars and Saturn are also together. Even though Saturn is at some degrees, something like 24 degrees, Rahu cannot reach complete, the exact point of Saturn, but Rahu's impact is also there on Saturn, and Saturn is in conjunction with Mars. When you are analyzing in the 30-degree area, that is in terms of signs, if you try to understand, clearly there is a Mars and Saturn conjunction in the 30-degree plane you are considering, because you are analyzing in terms of zodiac signs. So in the 30-degree plane, Mars and Saturn are together, and also Rahu is watching both Mars and Saturn here. And Rahu is very closely, you can say, exactly watching Mars. Mars represents battles generally, right? So battles, wars and all the stuff is Mars. Mars is exalted here. And even more, Capricorn is also called as the field of battle. Capricorn is the field of battle, and where of course you can clearly see Mars is also exalted there, right? So there is a more like war energy is initiated here. War energy. Capricorn is the symbol of battle, right? Symbol of war. It is the symbol of war. So clearly after 28th February 2022, India is going to have a lot of changes, and at the same time the world is also going to have a lot of changes, which are of course negative. You can say negative things only here, because there is no much positive, you can say, when Rahu, Mars, Saturn are in some interaction, and Saturn is ruling the signs where all the planets are placed. So this is primarily indicating war. Because see, one thing here, what are the signs, what are the indications that are really tempting us to say it's a war energy, right? So the first thing is Saturn represents war. Saturn, when there is a Saturn's impact, right, it's going to be a big war. And of course Mars is war, and when there is a Saturn's impact, right, also, then you can say the war is most probably it is confirmed, the probability is more, right? It's a war energy clearly. Yes, Saturn and Mars are together, Rahu is watching it, then it's a war energy confirmed, no doubt. And another thing is, all the planets are under the control of Saturn if you analyze in terms of signs. And what if I analyze in terms of nakshatras, nakshatra rulers? So Sun is in the Rahu nakshatra, then Rahu is in the Sun nakshatra, right? Rahu is in the Sun nakshatra. Here you can also understand religion is also going to play a role in this war, right? Because Sun, most of the planets are in Sun's nakshatras. See, Sun is of course in Rahu nakshatra, Moon is in Sun nakshatra, Mars is in Sun, Mercury of course in Moon, Jupiter Rahu, Venus under Sun, Saturn under Mars. See, Saturn and Mars. Saturn is very much present in the nakshatra of Mars, and Mars is exalted here, and this exalted Mars is also watched by Rahu. Mars generally represents war, right? So if you analyze it more and more, it is always giving an indication of sun's representation more. Even Rahu is under the control of Sun. Rahu is working for Sun, you can say. Rahu is working for Sun, Sun is working for Rahu. Most of the planets are working for Sun, and Sun represents religion, Sun represents the rulership, right? So the energy is here circulating in this particular planetary positions. The energies are related to the rulers, the energies are related to battles, and under the control of Saturn is of course malefic. When all the planets are under Saturn, there is something, there's a divine plan that is clearly is going to be processed on this particular day, that is for sure. So you cannot neglect this particular date at any cost. So this date is going to initiate wars, especially, right? That is one thing. So February, March, April, so these 3 months, right? February end, especially the 28th February onwards. So March and April, these 2 months can be treated as months of war, right? The war energy is clearly seen. And here even Jupiter is losing its impact because of Sun's energy, right? So that is one important observation. Sun is going to play a vital role here, that is, rulers are going to play a vital role, and Mars and Saturn, and Rahu is watching Mars. So there's a negative energy in terms of Mars, and Saturn is taking the control, and everybody is under if you analyze in terms of nakshatras, it is the Sun's energy which is actually circulating, right? So under the control of Sun, so many energies are under the control of Sun, right? And one more important thing, if you see Mercury, Venus and Moon, these three are the soft planets. The Moon represents women, children. Venus represents, of course, the entertainment industry and also women. It's a feminine energy. Venus is also a feminine energy. Mercury represents, it's also a soft planet. It's a neutral planet, of course. So all the soft energy is clearly captured by Saturn and Mars. Saturn and Mars are really disturbing all the soft energies. It's a painful. Another important word you should use here is it's a painful thing, because Mars and Saturn are the super hard, you can say, hard in the sense they don't have merciless planets, you can also say sometimes, right? But at the same time, they have, especially Saturn, have some divine plan. It has some divine plan, right? So clearly this is indicating a war energy. So this even these days, if you follow the news or whatever, it's you can clearly understand it's a kind of war that's going to disturb the world, right? So this is it, and in our other video, in the next video, we'll try to analyze because this particular planetary position is really important. Even you can also say one sentence that is that can be something like, the world history can be different after the world history can be divided into two parts, most probably. It's before 28 February 2022 and after 28 February 2022, right? So we can also analyze with respect to, every country has an ascendant. So Aries may be an ascendant of some country, something like Taurus is the ascendant of India, and Leo is the ascendant of USA, right? So based on that, you can clearly predict here. We'll try to predict in some of the video based on ascendants, and also the people may have different ascendants. So with respect to different ascendants, for personal astrology, for transit astrology, right? So something like, let's take a Capricorn ascendant guy, right? He's going to have a very big transformation after 28 February 2022, right? So like that, we can try to analyze with respect to individuals. And also if you see India, Taurus ascendant, so it's the ninth, right? Is in the ninth, that is the Dharma house. So maybe religion is going to play a very vital role in India after 28th February 2022, and it is going to be a bit painful, the religious riots or whatever you can say here, because it's a battle energy, and here it is connecting with the religion, ninth house, the perfect religious house here, right? With respect to ascendant, I am talking about the Taurus ascendant for India, right? If you consider the whole world, or the Kalapurush Kundali, where Aries is the first house, if you consider, then 10th house is the karma house here, Capricorn is the karma house, or the battlefield, or the government, you can say. So a lot of changes in the government activities, they are going to be very painful to the entire world, you can say, right? So for India, it is definitely going to be a very it's going to bring drastic changes, and painful also, right? So with respect to different ascendants, we'll try to talk about in some other video, right? So that's it. It's clearly a war energy, and may not be very good for India, especially whenever something happens in Capricorn, something painful happens in Capricorn, that is not going to be very good for India. The same thing is shown here also. And so this is it. The painful energy, the war energy, the battle energy is clearly going to change the world after 28 February 2022, right? So thanks for watching this video.